Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So this is the stuff I actually like to talk about as it pertains to the game of basketball. Cuttino Mobley had one of the dopest breakdowns of that game 5 between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks. And one thing that I talked about in one of my prior videos, I think it was at the game 2, um, where you want to kind of like make others make plays. You want Daniel Gafford and them to catch the ball out by the 3-point line. You want to blitz Luka when he passes half court. Well, first of all, you want to guard him full court, make him turn his back a couple times to get it up the floor. Now you got like 16, 15 seconds left on the clock. Then you want to blitz him out top and force Gafford, force Lively as far as you can extend them out to have to make a play and not let them walk into things. Now it gets tricky. You have Kyrie Irving, you have PJ Washington. Some of those guys can reel off 3 or 4 threes in a row, and then it make you think like, dang, we gotta switch up the game plan. What you don't want is Luka picking you apart, getting into the teeth of the defense and making decisions, finding guys for lobs, dropping his floaters, fadeaway step backs, all kinds of stuff. You don't want Kyrie getting into the paint, ambidextrous, finishing all everywhere, and playing off of Luka playing off of him flawlessly. So you kind of saw some of that in game 4 where they weren't down on screens. I remember Steven Jackson said that about them down on screens, but man, Cuttino Mobley has so much in this video I'm about to show you that we really need to pay attention to what this man is saying as far as basketball and the IQ of the game. Let's check it out.
I'm watching this game. Dallas is up.
They certainly are, and you said it. I mean, they're just a step ahead.
In the first quarter, it's about to end. I don't know if it's Minnesota lack of knowledge or lack of fundamentals, or do you blame AAU of growing up? Like, it's like guys are skilled, but they're not smart. And it's very troubling to me that Dallas is not doing nothing like special. First of all, you let Luka, when I play, you let Luka coming off screens, you blitzing him. Make the centers make a play. That's not rocket science, that's one. Especially when he's 25, 30 feet from the basket. Every time he touches it, let the others beat you. But when you get it on offense, the IQ is so low. God damn. Yeah, I don't understand it. I swear to God, I don't want to say nothing bad, but I'm just saying, it's like, maybe it's AAU. I don't know. And guys, I don't know. Again, I can show you so much stuff, but right here, you got Ant, you got a small on a 7-footer. You got Cat out there, and you got Conley in the corner. That's what shot you take on a 7-footer. That boy Naz Reid can post up Luka, and he can post up Kyrie, I'm pretty sure, if he get close to that basket. But maybe my generation, we just expose mismatches because I think that's a mismatch. I don't know. But settle for a 3, go ahead, do it. Now, everybody know Luka hot, right? Watch this. Everybody know Luka hot. Move out the way. What does Luka do? Give it to Kyrie with Naz Reid on the wing. Yep. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Everybody shrink and you get an open shot. If you start your third quarter like this, boom. So Karl Anthony Towns has him coming off the screen. Ant-Man is trying to close out on him. If you don't want to trap hard, you might as well go find Karl Anthony Towns, man. Rudy, you in no man's land, basically. Because if you're not going to trap, staying off him for him to come downhill on you makes no sense. And McDaniels, why wouldn't you bump? Why wouldn't you bump this guy? You see him drifting. Why wouldn't you bump? Out of bounds, layup. Makes no sense to me. I swear, they may have just gave up. I don't know. It's 71-40 what I'm watching. It could be more than that right now. Game over, but look, Nas goes right there. He has to tell him to go to the post. Watch this. Okay, go to the post. They try to double. You split and one. Look, Kyrie arguing with him. That's what you do. I want to kind of make this clear, and I want people to like send this. I'm not hating on players, young players, or whatever it is. I just like to see good basketball. So basketball is not about threes. So all these weird ass analytical people from MIT or wherever they found that at, if you shoot more threes, you win. Two things can be true. If we control the tempo and we're posting up and finding mismatches, the shooting a whole bunch of threes don't really matter because you won't be in rhythm. They won't, as a team, won't be in rhythm. So if you have mismatches, you exploit them because the guards exploit the bigs all day long. So just food for thought. Work on your post moves because you can create mismatches. Guys, legs will start to get tired. Shots will start to get short. People will start to get in foul trouble. Now that changes the game. You guys, nowadays, guys are playing checkers instead of chess. And that's just my opinion. That's what I'm seeing. It's just what I'm seeing. No way in hell somebody 7 feet tall should be out in three-point line if somebody 6'2", 6'3", or 6'4" is switching out on them. No way at all. And maybe it's me. But I don't think they're playing smart nowadays basketball. I don't. I'm sorry.
He's absolutely right. This is a phenomenal breakdown, and it's often what I think when I'm watching a game of basketball. I saw several times where not just Nas Reed, but bigs throughout the playoffs, Cat, just looking at this team. They run straight to the wing instead of to the post, and it could be a situation where Kyrie or someone had to pick them up in transition. You have to go get that easy too. I know people in the analytics is saying that threes are better, but no, they're not. They're just not all the time. Sometimes you have to go get that easy two. And what they don't tell you is that easy two turns into an easy three a lot of times because, as you saw on that play with Nas Reed, the small has to take a foul when they're on the back of a player much bigger. Now, you have these bigs trying to beat the smalls at the game that they play. So what I'm basically saying is we saw how Nas Reed shot last night. Kyrie had a bad shooting game the previous game in game 4. What I'm saying is those percentage, if you play like that and we're expecting Nas Reed to out Kyrie from the perimeter, then the series has already been lost. If we're expecting Cat to shoot from distance better than Luka over the course of a series, then we've already lost the series, because the spacing, it sounds good for spacing purposes to allow Ant to attack. But if you've gone cold from the three, then you're not helping his spacing. They just leaving you open as a big. And honestly, it bit him in game 4. Cat got hot in game 4, but for the most part, letting you shoot and converging and everyone getting around Ant and contesting him in the paint, that put them in a position where they were able to just kind of, get through the series without much of a care or worry, So, again, you could get away with that if Cat and Aaron Gordon are getting the same 3-point shots in the series. Cat could probably outshoot Aaron Gordon in the series as we saw. Michael Porter Jr., Jaden McDaniels, that's a good matchup-wise, right? So, and those guys aren't as automatic. The guards playing against Jamal Murray, cool. Kyrie Irving is one of the most gifted offensive players we've ever seen. He can use both hands as dominant hands, but also he has balance, flexibility, agility, and athleticism that is so underrated, to go with. You see the way Kyrie gets by the big. Sometimes it is good defense on him, but the way he can just kind of snake and contort his body on his first step past people to get to the rim, that's not normal. It's not normal. I know people gloss over and it just look like he blew by him normally, but he can knife between places that just the average person can't. So what do you do to combat that? You make him work on the block. You don't shoot a three like Nas Reed was doing in his face when you're cold and bailing him out. But again, this is analytics and how it's ruined the game. And the players, let me put it like this. And I'm just going to say these words. A good player for the Chicago Bulls this year was told by a previous coach not to take mid-range jump shots. That player most improved this year. I'll just say that. So the NBA and the coaches are a big part of this. And I know this 1,000%. There's nobody that can convince me it's not true because I got it, directly from people in the know. I'll say that without putting anybody's names out. But I got that, and Cuttino Mobley is absolutely right, man. Their low IQ bit them. Dallas was exploiting mismatches. Lively, Gafford, no threes. Cat, Nas, a bunch of threes. Rudy Gobert just not talented offensively. They didn't make it a pound them in game. You should have been scoring twos while they were scoring threes. You'll catch back up in a long game if you're putting game pressure on them. But, they just wanted to it's a thing about the flashy bucket and not getting the bucket that makes sense in today's game. Mike Conley would get in the teeth of the defense, mix it up with some floaters and different things. But again, man, Cat, Nas Reed, probably going to be a decision made there. But they got to get some tougher bigs. And I'm actually happy that guys that impact the game around the rim are coming back. We kind of saw how that affected Ant-Man's finishing a little bit. With how a 90s big would challenge at the rim. You know what I'm saying? And having a good defender, a good initial defender in Derrick Jones, and backline protectors like Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively at the rim, to contest your shot. PJ Washington, it's a difference in the quality of three that's being taken too. That's his job for the team. So that's a steady diet of shots. He getting PJ Washington to take it to the cup every now and again. He will mix it up. But he doesn't, I wouldn't say, if PJ Washington took 8 shots, he didn't fall in love with the three. He took a wide open one playing off of another player or other players. So that is not the same quality of three. And he's typically taking them from the corner or the wing. So it's not the same. The quality of three these guys is taking is ridiculous. And I don't know, man. I was just passionate about this video because, yes, it's hard for me to watch it sometimes based off of this low IQ stuff, man. But let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.